Hello good people. Have you ever wondered how text and images are stored in a computer and mobile devices? Well, you have come to the right place. Before we start, let us design our own traffic light system. In the traditional traffic light system, we have three lights: red to stop, yellow to wait, and green to move, which means we have three indications. So, let's start with our first design. In our first design, we'll make a traffic light that will indicate just two things. 1. Cross the road. 2. Don't cross the road. So, let's give it a thought. And we finally came up with our first design, with a traffic light having only one light bulb. When the light is on, it would indicate to cross the road, and when off, it would indicate to not to cross the road. So on to indicate to cross the road, and off to indicate to not to cross the road. Hooray! But it seems not enough. So let's start with our second design, which would indicate 1. Cross the road. 2. Don't cross the road. 3. Wait for 5 minutes. 4. Almost done. Start the engine. So we again gave it a thought and came up with our final design of traffic light having two light bulbs. When both the light is on, it will indicate cross the road. When both the light is off, it will indicate don't cross the road. When only right bulb is on, it will indicate wait for 5 minutes, and when only left light is on, it will indicate almost on, start the engine. So it seems pretty good, but what's going on? Well, we can see that with one light bulb we can represent two things, in this case cross and don't cross. With two light bulbs we can represent two different things. So we can see that with every n number of bulbs, 2 to the power n different information can be represented, which means with one bulb, 2 information, with two bulbs, 2 to the power 2 or 4 information, and with 3 bulbs, we can represent 2 to the power 3 or 8 different information. Now let's get to the point. Computer stores information in the form 0 and 1, and those 0 and 1 are called bits. And in simple language, bits are the smallest unit of memory. So now let us suppose one light bulb which is on as 1 and off light as 0. So our first design becomes 1-bit traffic light system, and the second becomes 2-bit traffic light system. So what if you have 7 bits? Well, you can have 2 to the power 7, which means 128 different representations. With that number, you can represent pretty much every different key on your keyboard. First, let's represent the bits with number like 000, 000 as 0, and the next as 1, and so on. Now assign different alphabets with those numbers like 0 to A, 1 to B, and so on. Well, that's our own representation. So why don't you follow some standards? ASCII, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Well, it's a standard that is followed by many of the system. In ASCII, 42 is assigned to multiplication sign, 43 is assigned to addition sign, 65 to A, 66 to B, and 97 to small a, and so on. You can study about ASCII online. Now let's see, how does high look like in a computer? Well, you can see, it's such a mess. But this is how things work in a computer. So that's all about text. Now what about images? Let's look at this image. It has some mountains and a buffalo. But how is this image formed? To know that, let's zoom the image. You can see that the image is formed by many small rectangular dots, which has different sort of colors. Well, these small rectangular dots are called pixel. So what is pixel? Pixel is simply called picture element. Pixel is the smallest element of computer images. So how can pixel hold different colors? To understand that, we must first understand colors. Each colors that we see are in general combination of red, green and blue color. With right combination of red, green and blue, we can pretty much create every color. In the same way, the pixel also holds the value for red, green and blue. So it makes it possible to represent most of the color that you see. Let's look at this famous format in which each red, green and blue component is represented by number ranging from 0 to 255. Well, there are many kinds of formatting. In this format, a number from 0 to 255 is assigned to each red, green and blue component, and these numbers make the combination of 4 the right color. In the pixel that we previously mentioned, the red component is 212, the blue component is 233, and the green component is 254. And this is how it looks in a computer. Hence, in this way, the beautiful images that we use in daily are represented in our computer. In general, everything that is in a computer is just a representation, whether it's a text or image or sound or anything. It is just the algorithm that's involved in the very programming level that just helps us to see things that manipulates the real environment. Well, I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching.